All right, you ready to do this?
We're ready.
Drivers, start your engines.
A fixed luminous point in the sky. A principal performer.
That's an ant weapon right there.
A star.
Hell yeah!
And tonight, they've got to burn rubber for 6 rounds and 150 miles as they shoot for that $1 million prize. All of the wins, all of the points earned from this season don't carry any weight under these lights.
Everybody on their feet.
Second, third, fourth, forget about it.
Green flag, green.
In this race, if you're not first, you might as well be last.
On a beautiful hot night in Fort Worth, Texas, it's the NASCAR All-Star Race. Well, all the festivities are done. Now it's time to get to business.
Oh, it's time. It is time. All-Star time. I'm telling you right now, these guys are just fired up inside that race car. They've been fist pumping with their race team because it's going to take a total team effort to get that $1 million tonight.
Hats off to Eddie Gossage and everybody at Texas Motor Speedway. That was a heck of a pre-race show. Tons of fun, and I'm telling you, lit the fire for these guys to put on a show for this $1 million.
All right, let's get late roasting stories from pit road. Jamie Little.
It is indeed roasting down here, but that's not stopping these drivers. They are fired up. One of the veterans in the field, Kurt Busch, this is his 20th All-Star race. I just talked to him. His teammate, Ross Chastain, raced his way into the All-Star. He said they are so confident in their cars. Same setup. Keep your eye on that number 1. Regan.
Well, Jamie, somebody else who's been very confident as of late is Kyle Larson in the 5-car. Perhaps no hotter driver in the series than Kyle Larson right now, coming off 2 consecutive wins. But those wins were done predominantly on long runs. Tonight, everything will be short runs. He's got tons of experience with the short runs, though, and feels like he's got a good chance at becoming a 2-time All-Star tonight. Vince Welch?
Well, Jamie Little said Kurt Busch was starting his 20th All-Star. How about Michael Mcdowell? He's been a Cup driver for 14 years. Tonight is his first All-Star race, and he was thrilled with the opportunity, an opportunity he earned by winning the Daytona 500. He said, hey, why not go win the 2 biggest races, as he told his guys just before they fired off, let's go win $1 million. What do you say?
No points, no problem. 4 heats, a feature, and then a trophy dash for all the cash, $1 million. And there's a $100,000 pit stop in the mix, too. So we're ready for one fun night.
You better have your eye on the prize, and that prize is one big check, $1 million. That's what it's all about tonight.
It's almost as much as you gave away this year.
Oh, it still pains me, but it's been so much fun. It's all about the fans. This All-Star night is special for everybody involved. The Open's already had some action, cars beating and banging, crashing. That's what you're going to see. 15-lap rounds. Those boys got to go. They got to pass, and they got to do it now.
So we begin with the heat rounds, 15 laps apiece. And wait a minute, getting some late breaking information here. We're going to divert and go down to pit road, and Michael Waltrip.
Oh man, Mike, I love this night. And you know what else I love? This guy is a Hall of Fame rock and roll musician. He's a spirits and nightlife entrepreneur. Fancy, huh? And he accidentally created the unofficial theme song for NASCAR. Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Rocker himself, rev your engines for Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, check, hey. Texas, let's make some noise. Are you ready to rock? Woo! Ah! your theme song. Ooh. Hey. Got one foot on the brake and one on the gas. Hey. Well, there's too much traffic, I can't pass, no. So I try my best, little move a big black and white. That's my groove again. Gonna sing it, I wanna write me up for 125, and you can post my face, wanna get all night, and take my license, all that jive. You ready? Sing it! I want to hear more noise next time. Ooh. Here we go. So I signed my name on number 24. And the judge said, boy, just one more. I'm gonna throw your ass in the city joint. Look me in the eye, say, you get my point, I say, yeah. Oh yeah, you ready? Write me up for 125. Post my face, wanna get all night. Take my license, all that. You ready? I'll get done. Yeah! I can drive 55. I can drive 55. I can drive 55. I can drive 55. Woo! Ooh. When I drive that slow, you know it's hard to steer. And I can't get my car out of second gear. What used to take 2 hours now takes all day. It took us 16 hours to get to Texas Speedway today. Write me up for 125, and you can post my face, wanna get all night, and you can take my license and all that jazz. Ready? I'll get done. Now that's what I call making some noise. You ready? I can drive 55. I can drive 55. Big Johnson. Oh yeah. Are you ready? Hey! God bless America! 2120 is here! 2120 is here! Woo! Let's put the pedal to the metal! Put the pedal to the metal!
Green flag. And the NASCAR All-Star Race is underway.
Well, these boys ain't going to drive 55 either, Sammy. That was pretty cool.
Very
3
cool.
wide already. Look at that. Truex looking to the outside of William. Thought better of it. 15 laps, guys. Not a lot of time. Whoa, right there. That was...
And it's the Kyle and Kyle show.
Reckon.
Oh.
Christopher Bell hangs on to it.
Nice save.
Unbelievable.
But the caution's out.
Oh.
Hey, I don't blame him. I thought he was wrecked,
I thought
too.
for sure. I mean, I saw smoke rolling off the right rear tire, Christopher Bell. Heard a lot of these guys in the open talking about how loose.
That's right, kid.
Yeah, there you go.
It was big. Look, Dad, pay attention. He saved it.
Want to see it again?
I do. Boy, in a great position here, too, in third. Card, boy, just got real loose getting into the corner. Very similar to what we saw to Bubba Wallace, another Toyota in the open.
Just, I think, a kind of a product of dirty air right there.
He got in there a little bit high. I wonder if he pulled the wheel to try to get it down to the white line, and that car just didn't have the rear grip at that moment.
Yeah, he did. That's exactly what he did. Tried to get to the white line, but it did not want to do it. And I'm telling you, these things are a handful hot. Track is still hot, especially getting into these corners.
So let me tell you a story. Eddie Van Halen spotted Sammy Hagar's Ferrari getting a tune-up and asked mechanic Claudio Zampoli, "That's a nice car. Whose is that?" Claudio responded, "That's Sammy Hagar's. You should call him and put him in the band." One call and a 12-hour studio jam session later, Sammy Hagar went to work with Van Halen on their new album, November 1985.
How about that story?
Meanwhile, back on Texas Motor Speedway, 15 laps. Only green flag laps will count. The leader at the end of 15 gets a 1, next driver gets a 2, and so on. And after round 1, there will be a random draw to invert either the first 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12.
Come on, 12.
For round 2.
We'll find out how random it is. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's what's going to shake this up, right? These restarts, these double file restarts, you already saw right there just how it takes the air off these cars, and then you throw on top of that this invert, and those guys that were at the front, now they're going to be stuck right in the middle.
Christopher Bell in the pits. Let's check with Larry Mack for tonight's Credible.com race strategy.
Well, Mike, it's going to be interesting because, as you said, 100 green flag laps, 6 rounds. You have 4 sets of tires, and that's including the set that you started this race on. The consensus seems to be pit between all of the rounds 1 through 5, if nothing else for adjustments, because there's no penalty for pitting between those rounds as long as you stay on the lead lap. The other consensus, let's go ahead and change the 4 tires maybe after round 2 before that full field invert. And if near the front and handling well, Clint and Jeff, you are staying out at the end of round 5, baby. I put the pit stuff up. Track position will be king.
Absolutely. And I think we learned that and backed it up in the open that we saw prior to this. One thing I want to point out, you just saw the conversation, right? We just pointed out the inversion. The one thing that I saw right off the bat back in Blaney land, he's running 15th. That 12 car Ryan Blaney, you heard me get excited. Oh, these guys are having to go. The press is on back there for them. You do not want to miss that inversion. It's so important that you're a part of that inversion as we move through these rounds. So this racing isn't just at the front, it's all the way through the field.
Let's have a look at tonight's Ford Performance Track Facts. Ford has won 12 All-Star races with 10 different drivers. Bill Elliott, the first to win it in 1986. Kevin Harvick in 2019. Caution laps don't count, so we have 1 lap complete. Vince?
Christopher Bell came and got 4 tires, and they also tightened him up a little bit with a round down on the track bar, although Bell said he didn't feel like it was loose, but he did spin on his own there. The one issue you might want to keep an eye on, they only get 4 sets of tires for this entire race tonight, and Bell just had to put on a set just 1 lap in.
Yeah, I don't think these guys were planning on changing too many sets of tires, but if you see some spins like that, you have no choice. A little surprised here. Kyle Larson, she's choosing that inside lane again after Kyle Busch was kind of holding steady on the outside.
You know, that's not the first great save we've seen Bell make this year. The kid has incredible car control. Pace cars in. It's the Kyle and Kyle show up front. Larson and Busch from Custer and Elliott. Here we go.
Wanted that teammate behind him is
Yeah,
why I'd say he picked the inside
you're
there.
right,
Three
yeah.
wide back here with Ryan Newman already.
Yeah, Hamlin made a nice move to the inside, picked up a row.
Boy, Kyle Larson was not able to hold that lead. Kyle Busch to the lead, clear of Kyle Larson.
Cole Custer trying to come up for second.
Whoa, pretty high,
18's
Kyle.
way high.
Yes,
for
he
two.
was. Testing the waters.
Man, it's stuck. How about Cole Custer?
When we saw that traction compound on the outside of this track starting to come in, moving into a factor like we saw in that open race. See these guys running up tie, wide open probably right now. Pretty fast speeds.
When Byron Chase Elliott have gone to the top.
Boy, Larson was taking it easy that first lap, but he flew around the bottom through 1 and 2 right there and really gained. Went into second by himself, but gained on our leader, Kyle Busch.
How about Cole Custer to the inside for second?
Here comes a big push from Kyle Larson's teammate, William Byron, to his rear bumper.
Now 8 through 12, looking at drivers that might start the next round up front from Brad Keselowski on back.
Well, hey, Blaney was listening to you there, Boyer. He's moved up into that 12th position.
Absolutely, and that's what I love about this inversion, what it brings to the table. The press is on for these guys. I look back there, I see Denny Hamlin back there running 15. Guys like that, they can't afford. These are teams that I would look as a team potential to win the All-Star race. Missing that inversion could pay. That could be a big problem for these teams.
If you finish this 13th on back, you'll start the next one 13th on back. That's guaranteed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but there's no guarantee they're going to do 12 either. So
Larson's making some hay here. Seems like his car maybe a little bit too loose, Jeff. Taking some time to come in.
Or just filling it out.
His teammate William Byron's right there too. See that 3? Austin Dillon hanging tough. That Andy's Custard, boy, they cooled me off. I done sweat through one outfit already. I needed some of that.
Boy, that was a power move right there. Larson was able to wrap the bottom and side drive. Got the perfect position with his right front fender in the left rear of the 18. Kyle Busch goes to the lead.
And that's hard to do right there on the bottom of the racetrack like that. William Byron looking to the inside. Do you think Kyle's gotten tight? He was way high off of 2.
Boy, look at that thing bouncing. Is it on the splitter? Whoa,
Wow,
man.
that's close. It's almost too close.
Yeah.
Not tonight. No such thing, Mike.
Good point. Blaney drifts back a spot to 11th. Keselowski working Kurt Busch on the outside, back there in that invert zone, let's call it. 8 through 12. And Kyle Busch, who has led more All-Star laps than anybody in this field, retakes the lead and immediately loses it again.
Took a poke at him, though. Took a dive down to the bottom, showed him his nose. That's exactly what Kyle Larson did on the other end of the racetrack. It'd be interesting to see if he can keep that up. Keep him guessing.
But yeah, this 18 just seems to get a great run down the front straightaway. That time, not so much because William Byron was able to stall him out by getting side by side.
Kyle Larson has now led in all 5 of his All-Star appearances.
Oh, there's another moment right there, Clint, where he drifts high. And that
I agree with you. It's like that front end bounces on Kyle Busch, moves up the racetrack, and going back to what Larry says, it's going to be interesting to see how and when these guys utilize a pit stop and take tires. Look at that.
Oh! 7th place back there. Or excuse me, that's for 4th place. Big battle from 7th on back on the right of your screen. 9th place, Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick.
You got to be in that top 9. That's the only place safe that you can be. We have no idea what the invert's going to be. There goes William Byron. And now the crossover by Kyle Busch after William made that pass.
And we listened in on the 18.
Same issue as always. Not enough front grip. Can't keep the front tires attached. 1 and 2. Shatters about at the center of the corner. Slides out. Real bad.
I agree with him. It's exactly what I saw. It looked tight. Bounces in the front. You said that. Right in the middle of the corner. It's like it's too rigid. That front end bounces. Takes off up the track. Has to lift.
Well, and these tires are pretty hard also. So, you know, when you lose a little bit of front grip, as we see Chase Elliott now going to the inside of the 18. Boy, is he going to complete this? So close, not quite. But I think it's a combination of when that chatter happens, it's like the sidewall of that tire is trying to grip the racetrack, and it just won't quite grip enough. It starts chattering across the track.
Man, he's gotten tight again.
I don't see that getting any better, Clint, unless that air pressure goes up. That's going to lessen the grip of the tires, but might help the splitter get off the ground a little.
Side by side for 3rd. And Kyle Busch takes the spot. Further back, Ross Chastain transferred out of the open, started out back. He's flying through the field. He's halfway through. He's 10th place.
He's been unbelievable today. What a great effort by him.
You know, when I heard you say Ross Chastain, and I immediately thought aggression, right? He's a very aggressive race car driver, plays right in his hand to this race in the format. 15-lap runs.
So right up there in the midst of the transfer zone. 1 to go in round 1. 4 15-lap heats or rounds, then the 30-lap feature, then the dash for cash.
A lot of cash.
$1 million to win. I think 2nd place gets what's left of Clint's money.
Man, that 15 laps goes by fast.
Kyle Larson wins round 1. And here's that group of 9th through 12th.
Chastain was able to get to 9th.
Past Joey Logano.
That's incredible.
On the final lap of this round. So the big question is, how many cars will be inverted for round 2? Here's Adam Alexander.
And Mike, the fans have spoken. At the end of round 1, they say the color for the invert is blue. So let's see how many cars are going to invert for this 2nd round. How about a dozen of them? That's big.
You got your wish, Clint.
And I tell you, so did what Logano, Harvick, Blaney, those guys, Chastain. It could have been 8. Those guys would have been out and missed that inversion. That's going to be so fun to keep track of.
Ryan Blaney will start round 2 from the pole. Kyle Larson will start 12th. 2021 is, so far, it's Kyle Larson's year. 3 victories. Put that together with 4 second-place finishes, 11 stage wins. All of those are most or tied among drivers. And on mile-and-a-half tracks, Kyle Larson has led 55% of every lap we've run on a mile-and-a-half speedway. Pit road is open. Regan.
Well, Mike, it's been smooth sailing out front for Kyle Larson right now. Started off with good grip in that race car, just a little bit too tight off at turn 2, and he's concerned about if he does get any traffic that he's going to need help with that. So far, though, everything going well here for the 5. Vince?
Well, the 24 of William Byron just a tick free on the bottom of the track. Now they are making air pressure adjustment, but not changing the tires. They've taken fans over the wall to cool the tires, but they're not going to change them. But they are making that adjustment to give him a little more stability. Jamie?
Yeah, Vince, and many crew chiefs told me they're going to pit after these first 4 rounds just to work on their car, not necessarily take any tires. As you see there, the 18 can't keep the front tires attached. You guys heard that radio communication. So they adjusted him there. They gave him a track bar adjustment, and they told him not to slide it into the box. Everybody looking over their cars. Kevin Harvick in the 9 of Chase Elliott pitted as well. Chase Elliott said edgy on both ends.
Now remember, these are non-competitive pit stops along Ram Pit Road. They will line up per NASCAR directive with the top 12 inverted from the way they finished round 1. So Kyle Larson goes to 12, and Ryan Blaney will be in the driver's seat when the NASCAR All-Star race resumes. Look at the graphic on the screen. You know what to do to win $10,000 of Clint Boyer's money. Download the app and answer 6 questions about rounds 3 and 4. Get your answers in by the end of round 2 for your chance to win. It's free to play. Play now. Here's Regan.
Cliff Daniels' driver started first in this race. Kyle Larson finished first in that first segment of the race. Now you got to start 12th. What do you got to tell him here?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I thought our car was okay out front. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the track evolves as nighttime comes in. But we've got a fast HinderCars.com Chevy Camaro, and we'll just see how it goes.
Good luck, Cliff. Thanks.
Field in the back straightaway. Top 12 inverted from the round 1 finish, putting Blaney and Harvick in Fords on the front row. Chastain and Logano in row 2. Again, 15 green laps. And after this round, everybody on the lead lap after the super free pass will be inverted. And only green flag laps count. So here is how the top 10 looks. Byron and Larson behind them. Then Truex, McDowell, Bowman, Hamlin, Newman, Reddick, DiBenedetto, and Bell. Pace car is in. All-star race, round 2.
Can they run and hide?
Here we go.
Man, is Ross Chastain just on it tonight or what? Look at him going to the outside of Blaney.
Whoa, he's loose.
Man,
so is Kevin Harvick. 4 wide.
Oh. Man, Blaney
Keselowski did 4
block.
fresh tires that stop. He was one of the only two drivers to get 4 fresh tires. He and the 41 of Custer.
That's a great thing to point out, Larry, because I was wondering if 4 fresh cold tires would take off good, but they did for Keselowski.
Man, not the start Kevin Harvick was looking for at all.
Oh! Blaney almost got turned by Chastain.
Man, Chastain, we talked about his aggressiveness.
Chastain, how about Blaney? What a save! That is a handful right there.
Penske Ford teammates battle up front. Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney.
So I believe Chastain, got into his left rear a little bit. Look at those hands through the windshield of Ryan Blaney as he corrects that car going into turn 1.
The fastest part of the racetrack, to be able to come back from that and save that.
Ooh,
that was wow. That's
sorry, a little contact between the 9 and the 1.
Yeah, Jeff, I don't think it's necessarily the fresh tires. I think it's the cold tires that's making the difference.
Chase Elliott 4th, and the Busch brothers. Kurt on the inside and Kyle in the middle.
Man, these two are going at it.
Yeah,
they lead right here.
Blaney's going to clear him.
They do know there's no lap money tonight, right?
No, but track position is just so important. Want that average finish.
Now Kyle Larson back to 14th. He's dropped 2 spots since the start of this round.
Full inversion this time coming.
Well, to me, he got a bad start, so I wonder if they just said, hey, if you get a bad start, then let's start thinking about other strategies, because we see Chase Elliott, who's all the way up to 5th position.
Yeah, great point. If you can't capitalize and get me some points here, we need to think about this. Try to, hey, let's pull the reins back, strategize for this next round.
Jamie.
How about Ryan Blaney leading this race right now? I talked to Todd Gordon, his crew chief. He said, we're probably going to give up some speed in this race for stability. We usually do that at Texas, and it works out. And it sure is. They wanted to be able to pass cars. He started 17th all the way up to 1st. Now they did make a track bar adjustment and took some Packer out on that stop.
4th place side by side, and Chase jumps in line. I remember an all-star race where they had a fan vote to determine the invert, and the fans always voted to invert them all. Jeff Bodine, driving for Junior Johnson, did a Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last. He went to last. They inverted everybody. He took off from the pole and won it in the final stage.
That's why it ought to be a promoter's choice. They should know that that's coming.
Well, and tonight they don't, except for
that's one.
There you go. That shirt right there. If you ain't first, you're last. Joey Logano moves up into 8th.
But to your point, Jeff, I look at Kyle Busch right there running at William Byron the same way. They had good restarts. They kind of went for it. Boy, Ross Chastain, that was
with the second
right
place. So with that 40. Oh, man, look at Keselowski, not happy about something that went on there. Thought he didn't cut him any slack. It's an all-star race. No way you're going to cut somebody some slack. Great job, great driving by Ross Chastain.
How about we cut a Borla exhaust, crank it up.
Oh, yeah.
So, you're clear.
the bottom, got within 4, center back to 5, run off the top single. Either run circling the 2, went down here, straddle in. From front to back. Good behind me, backing in now. Slated, clear. One to you. One to you. Larson up here. No help to you. Still out there, bumper. That exit. Clear, 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 clear. Running to you. We're about 2 now. Half back in line.
It'll be 4 to go when they come around. The Penske Fords of Blaney and Keselowski leading. So you can play this one of 2 ways. You can drop to the back to start the next round up front, or you can try to finish up front and minimize your points because low points for round 5 starts up front.
But my opinion doesn't change from the Ford go before this happened. This car right here, Kyle Busch 18, he's maximizing points. He's going to be the low scorecard right now, the man to beat. And I think going into this next round, he's gaining points. That was another point, though. Needs those.
Yeah, that's somebody else I think is going for that same strategy, and that's Chase Elliott. Just went by Kyle Busch, but we've seen Larson back in 13th, Bowman in 17th, Harvick in 16th. So some of these other guys be so curious to see how this next round plays out for them.
Like Denny Hamlin, there he is. He restarted 17th, but Hamlin is up to 8th. Trying to minimize that low score at the end of 4 rounds and start 5 and 6 to the front.
Right, it's so important to think of this kind of like a golf score. The low score wins, and anybody that can pass up through these, make inverts, and get those points, that is going to be the hot ticket. And right now, from what I can see, you know, William Byron, Kyle Busch, guys like that. Look at this race for the lead, Jeff.
Yeah, just 2 to go, coming to 1 to go. There's Chase Elliott to the inside of
slicing
Kurt
and dicing
Busch.
there.
4th place. Final lap of round 2.
Tell you what, we've seen some great racing throughout this entire round.
It's exactly what they wanted to do.
You hear that, Mike? That's wide open all the way through 3 and 4.
Ryan Blaney to the green and white checkers, ending round 2 ahead of his teammate Brad Keselowski. The Ganassi teammates Ross Chastain and Kurt Busch and William Byron, the top 5. Blaney started first, finished first. Steve McQueen was the king of cool. But just look at this guy. Ryan Blaney, the Atlanta winner. 3 stage wins on the season and 7 top 10 finishes. All right, we've had pit stops. Let's recap. Regan.
Brett Keselowski pitted just a second ago, took 4 tires, but not fresh tires. He put the scuffs from the first stage of the race back on that race car. Thinks it'll tighten him up a little bit. Vince?
Well, and Ross Chastain arguably been the star of the show so far tonight. He came from the back of the field to win the first round of the Open, and he has been passing cars here in the All-Star. Finished 3rd that round, put on tires, and freed him up a little bit. Jamie?
Kurt Busch really hot in the car, asked for an ice pack and some fresh tires. The 12 of Ryan Blaney said needs a little more rear security, some tires, and the pit crew had a nice dry run. They're going for that $100,000 later.
Let's say we dial up the winner there, Ryan Blaney. Hey, Ryan, this is Jeff, the guys up at Fox Sports booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Listen, I'm pretty sure you weren't that calm when you went into turn 1 and had a little help from Ross Chastain, man. We saw what a great save and a great win there in that round. How wild is it out there?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciated the push. Maybe just cut far in the corner, but yeah, it's wild, man. It's really hard racing for 15 laps. Racing with Brad there, trying to pick what lane he was trying to run. It's just the product of these races now, especially the short runs. But our Menard Wrangler Ford Mustang's pretty decent right now. We got a long ways to go here for stage 3, but see if we can get tuned up and get back up there.
Well, you won that one. Now you got to go all the way to the back of this one. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell him to wake up. How is he that
So,
calm?
who starts from the pole? Eric Almirola from 21st to 1st will lead them to green for round 3 in the NASCAR All-Star Race. Getting set for the 15-lap round 3 of All-Star Night. Here's where the Coca-Cola Racing family will restart. Ryan Newman 3rd, Austin Dillon in the 5th row, Joey Logano right behind, and Denny Hamlin. All right together, 10, 12, and 13. So Almirola and DiBenedetto, who transferred in from the Open, will be up front for this restart as this young fella tries to get the right view of Kyle Busch. Newman and McDowell, Bowman and Harvick, Reddick and Larson, Bell and Dillon. So again, 15 green flag laps. And then we'll have another random invert of either 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12 cars at the front.
Already getting so interesting, looking at the numbers, trying to crunch these right now, where everybody's at. These score rounds are so important. Push to pass on wide open. It's go time.
Almirola Di Benedetto will bring them down for the restart. Round 3. Three wide, Custer outside.
To Benedetto out front. Got a nice big push from Michael McDowell.
Big pushes right there. Bowman to Ryan Newman right with the back bumper of the 10.
Ooh, big lift out of Harvick as he's trying to run that bottom lane through 1 and 2.
But look at the push that he gave McDowell right into the second position. Look at this three wide
play.
Man, we saw some of this going on in the Coca-Cola 600 a few weeks ago.
And that race right there with Kyle Busch and William Byron, in my opinion, those are the high point guys or the low point guys right now, if you will.
Yeah, you look at the average finish.
Yes, sir.
Which is going to make a big contribution to what happens here in the next round.
For the lead, Michael McDowell on the inside.
How about you, Michael?
How about you? Yeah. Whoa, man, makes me nervous. See a guy that close to the guy on the outside. We saw where Eric Jones went around in the open in that same position. Here comes Alex Bowman. Now Eric Almirola with the push to the rear bumper to Benedetto.
Watching from the Ally onboard cam at the front duo.
Eric slipped up big time right there.
Here comes Larson now behind Bowman.
You said Larson, keep an eye on him. He's got to right that wrong from the last round. Needs points here.
Single file back to Austin Dillon, who really sent it deep into turn 1.
I'm liking
and for the lead, here we go.
I'm liking the racetrack. We're seeing 2 grooves. It's just so hard if you can't complete that pass. Oh, Alex is going to try the outside now. Going to go to Benedetto. Maybe that can get him to second place. Man, no help for Michael McDowell in that bottom lane.
Larson to the inside on Almirola. Now let's look at the USAA biggest movers in round 3. William Byron up 5, Denny Hamlin +4. Larson, Bowman, McDowell.
Oh, this is going to hurt Larson right here. He didn't complete that pass on Almirola when he got side by side with him, and Newman was able to get to his outside. Tell you what, Denny Hamlin behind that group has done a great job because he fell back, as we see now. Pass for the lead by Alex Bowman.
Bowman bottom hugging around turn 3 and 4, slides up the track and has the lead. Hamlin coming. There he is on the inside against teammate Christopher Bell.
That's why we're riding on board here with Denny Hamlin. He fell back at the start. They actually took him 3 wide in the very opening corner. But he has a fast race car because he's been able to work his way all the way back now up to 7th.
You see cars like Kyle Larson right there get stalled out. It takes me back to thinking about the horsepower that we've seen, you know, going down to a 500 horsepower package with this engine here that we're looking at. These guys seem like they get those runs and stall out side by side, enabling whoever to get away from them or somebody to pounce on them from behind.
Jamie?
Well, Clanahan noticed earlier the 11 had some damage. Early in this race when the 20 of Christopher Bell spun, the 11 got into the back of someone else and he had a hole in the nose. On the last stop, they taped him up and they think he's good to go.
Thanks, Jamie. Here's your Xfinity fastest last lap with 39 complete. Alex Bowman. Denny Hamlin 179 plus.
What I'm seeing that's forming right now, you got to be real careful where you pick and choose your passes. I'm seeing guys get big runs. They can go to the inside, sometimes go to the outside, but they're not getting clear of that car. And we just saw where Larson lost some positions. Now Denny Hamlin lost some positions running side by side. As we see this great battle here for 10th place with William Byron and Austin Dillon.
I'm telling you, he continues to march up. He is the strong suit right now. I think the guy to beat is at 24, William Byron.
Tell you who else is coming, but he's going to run out of time. Ryan Blaney restarted 21st. He is up to 14th and has cleared the pack that he was racing with. So here are the scores for 2 rounds. Remember, low score will start at the front once we get done with the 4 15-lap heat rounds. Byron lowest, Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Curtin Chastain. Now this is back at 15th, but remember, every position counts.
Whoa! Man, crossover by the 9 of Chase Elliott on the rear bumper of the 18, Kyle Busch. I thought that was going to send Kyle Busch in the outside wall.
Now they got to go because they have to get up to 12th or higher to have a chance to move forward with the invert. Right now, it's Tyler Reddick in 12th place, Christopher Bell in 8th. Everybody between those two might start the next round from the pole.
Christopher Bell digging on the bottom there, bouncing back from that early spin.
Well, a lot of the passes that Denny Hamlin's made is by staying in that outside lane. Let some of those other guys take those runs to the inside. That's how that Christopher Bell, his teammate, was able to get inside.
Here comes another opportunity for the 24 passing Christopher Bell, taking advantage of exactly what you said. And it's so important to get up and clear him.
So look at this top 8. They know they will be part of the invert. The question is, will any of 9 through 12? And 12th right now is Reddick. If Blaney is going to have a chance to move up on the invert, he's got to make this pass.
You know,
Alex Bowman is your round.
Matty D, Eric Almirola proving why they raced their way into this. Stayed up front, got them points. Good to see.
So, how many cars are we going to invert for round number 4? Back to Adam Alexander amongst the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Hey, Mike, we have rearranged the numbers atop the boxes. At the end of round 1, we went blue, and the invert was 12. Let's bring in Joel from Side Deal, sang the national anthem. Yes. What color are we going with?
Well, because of your suit, we're going to go yellow.
Okay, it is yellow, and let's see, the invert will be 9 as we begin round number 4.
Oh, William Byron's going to be happy.
I'm telling you. He's going to be the guy.
Byron and Bell to the front row as Alex Bowman scores a 1 for round number 3. Alex Bowman wins round number 3. He's had 2 victories this season. Part of 8 top 10 finishes, and he's led 117 laps thus far. Let's check in on pit stops, Regan.
Well, Alex Bowman's race car right now just a little bit too tight for him. That's the biggest issue he's got. Otherwise, he likes it out front. The 21 of Matt DiBenedetto, his race car's balance is good. It just feels slow. Vince.
The 24 of William Byron really likes it. It's a tick free, but otherwise very solid. They went down on the track bar and gave him 4 fresh tires, Jamie.
Eddie Hamlin said, okay right now. No complaints at all from the 11 driver. They didn't take tires and they didn't take fuel. They just checked it out, guys.
We get ready for round number 4. And in the scorecard to determine the lineup for round 5, William Byron has a healthy lead with only 16. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney have the low scores thus far. William Byron in command of the NASCAR All-Star Race. The Xfinity more than fast moment from Sonoma is Bubba Wallace showcasing amazing control with a flat tire. Getting to the pits and proving it takes more than speed to succeed. Vote for this week's more than fast moment at Xfinity Racing on Twitter. Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR. Beautiful aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Drive always discovers possibility. Goodyear, more driven. Let's check in with Larry and our Ford Performance cutaway car.
Yeah, we've been hearing a lot of reports about changing the Packer shims on the front of the race car. So let's go to our Ford Performance cutaway car. Rudy Fugle on William Byron's car, he's been doing about every stop at that last one. You can put shims in. They're like ride limiters. You can put shims in and limit the travel of the car, but maybe if you feel like you want it to travel more, you can pull one out like that. Been seeing a lot of that going on, and you've heard our pit reporters talking about that.
Thanks, Larry. So we move to round 4 of 6 rounds. This is the last 15-lap round that we'll have. And again, only green flag laps will count. To determine the round 5 starting position, that's the 30-lap feature. It will be the total of drivers' finishes from the prior rounds. Low score wins, kind of like golf. So low score, which right now is William Byron, would start up front.
Oh, but we got another round before all that takes place.
And we're green.
Oh, Matty D making him 3 wide.
Young guns, Bell and Byron side by side exiting 4.
I think you saw some tape fly off the nose of the 11 car off from that repair. Interesting to see if that affects that.
Boy, Joey Logano backing up the high groove from about 14th on back there.
Boy, Christopher Bell had about a split second to make that decision if he could get up in front of the 5. Kyle Larson was not able to make it happen. Now Larson's to his outside.
Logano regroups. He's right on the bumper of Hamlin. Back at 7th place. And drops to the middle. So there's your scorecard after 3 rounds. Low score of finishing positions totaled after 4 rounds determines the lineup for the 30 lap round 5.
Yeah, unfortunately for Alex Bowman, that first round didn't go so well. One other round not great. No, he was able to win one of these rounds. Just still, he's got some work to do to get back up there in that average.
The other one that was doing so well is Kyle Busch. And I noticed he was struggling a little bit to get up through the field that last round. And this one in particular, he's still back there having trouble keeping up with those rounds. Came in 4th, as you saw right there. Needs to pass some cars.
Right, he's in big trouble right now because that's for 17th position as Brad Keselowski takes that spot.
He won't be in that 4th running order long at that.
Kyle has a 3rd, a 7th, and a 16th. William Byron out front has a 2nd, a 5th, and a 9th. Total of 16. He wants to add a 1 to that. Jamie.
Kyle Busch, the 2017 All-Star winner, has not liked his race car tonight, just chattering those tires. Latest thing he said is all 4 tires are chattering. You could see it. It can't turn the front end.
Well, and the further back he gets in this field, the less air it's going to be pushing that M&M's Toyota into this racetrack, and of course it's going to lift it up out of the racetrack and chatter those tires.
Worse those problems will be for sure.
4th place. DiBenedetto around the outside of Hamlin to retake the spot.
And he's done a really good job these last 2 rounds catching up. That first one wasn't so much, but last 2 have been great for Matty D. Whoa, big time loose right there.
That's not what Matty D needed.
No.
Keep that average up.
Man, I jinxed him.
And you see the momentum loss as he drops 3 spots. Here's one of the questions in Win Clint's Money. $10,000 on the line tonight. Who of these 6 drivers will have the best finishing position in this round?
I know
who I'd be picking. Ooh, Kevin Harvick losing some spots.
Hey, heard them pipes crackle. You know what that means.
That's never good.
Nope.
You're going backwards.
Lifted out of the gas because he had his hands full. You can see
Shoot,
it loose
sounded like
right
he
here.
had to lift right there in the 3, which is usually an easy wide open corner.
I know they're going to tell us who won all of Clint's money, but I want to know how many people answered Kyle Larson for every question.
I just want to know how in the heck Boyer's got any money left after this year.
To borrow some, Jeff. I thought that was going to be a lot of fun. Turns out I had a lot more friends than I thought. Or I don't know. Are they friends if they're taking all your money? It's been a lot of fun. It's a good opportunity to be a part of that. Really enjoyed it.
Speaking of Larson, he had a peak down low up in 3 and 4. Looking at the lead. So here's Chase Elliott talking tires.
Tires work good there. What are we going to have left for tires this year as we go? The option to either run these
15-lappers, which would be my choice. We won't run those as long, so it won't hurt us.
Yeah, so a lot of that is, and Larry Mack brought it up earlier, cold tires versus hot tires. You know, this has been a track where traditionally, not on a hot day like today, but you want a little bit of heat in those tires. But today, seems like you want some cold Goodyear tires, Vince.
William Byron, one of the reasons I think he has run so well tonight is the crew chief Rudy Fugle has been so active in staying ahead of the track with his adjustments. As Larry Mack illustrated earlier, they took Packer out after the end of round 1 and also more Packer out at the end of round 2. Made a track bar adjustment at the end of that 3rd round. So staying ahead of the track as much as anything else as it changes. The sun has gone down, shadows have crept up, cooling off quite a bit out here. So staying ahead of the track may be as much of a challenge as anything. And crew chief Rudy Fugle doing a great job with it on the 24.
6th place here, Ryan Blaney. Now the flip side of Vince's story are its drivers who are backing up. Kyle Busch back to 15th, Harvick to 16th. Logano's faded all the way to 18th. Ross Chastain in 19th. Martin Truex 20th. Tyler Reddick 21st.
Martin Truex has not been a factor all night long. I don't. Obviously got his hands full.
We've seen that team, man. When they hit it, they're the best car on the racetrack. When they miss it, they're one of the worst.
How about old tires versus new tires versus cold tires, Jamie?
Well, Mike, it's still 94 degrees down here, not to mention 50% humidity. The sun has gone down, but check this out. We just heard Chase Elliott's radio talking about tires. They're icing them down. I can't say I've ever seen this before.
I can tell you what, that ice is melting fast down there.
And on those wheels, the metal part of that equation, you got to get the temperature out of that if you want to affect the tire.
I remember a few days like this at Michigan and at Talladega. I also remember ice being $20 a bag at those tracks.
It's worth it. 94 degrees as hot as it is out here. I could have used one.
I needed some
pre-race.
Final lap of round 4. William Byron trying to put a 1 next to that 16. Kyle Larson right with him, trying to set themselves up for a front row start in the 30 lap. Round number 5. Here they come.
Larson,
side by side to the line. Byron.
Larson made a nice little move there to go to the bottom, shortcut that corner, maybe get side by side with William Byron.
William Byron, round 4 winner.
Hamlin getting better as they run. A little bit of snugness in 1 and 2, barely, he said. Good in 3 and 4. He wanted a water bottle. They think they have a shot at it, Vince.
With Rudy Fugle, the crew chief on the 24, you guys have really been twisting and making a lot of adjustments on this car. Has it been reactionary or staying ahead of the changes?
Yeah, really just trying to stay ahead. You know, some shorter runs or longer runs and what the air pressures are going to need. So Williams doing a great job in this Exalta Chevrolet. You know, everybody at HMS has gave us a fast car. So hopefully we can go finish it out. You know, we get to go have a little fun, have a pit stop competition, and still a long ways to go. So we'll see what happens.
How about this big payday pit stop coming up? What's your anticipation and the goal for it?
Yeah, no, first of all, we have to be mistake-free to try to win the race, you know, but then you're really trying to show what you can do. You know, the driver is included in how he runs pit road and how we set pit road for him and then how they do. So we've been working hard for it and pretty excited to watch it.
Mike?
Yeah, this is going to be fun because the pit stop contest this year happens within the All-Star race. And William Byron is about to lead them back to green. There's only one thing wrong with the All-Star break. We're done.
I know.
NBC will carry the rest of the season for you across their networks all the way through to the finale in Phoenix. However, FS1 continues our coverage with NASCAR Race Hub weekdays at 6 p.m. and the Camping World Truck Series throughout the playoffs beginning next Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern from Nashville. We will spend the rest of the year gearing up for the Daytona 500 in February when Fox NASCAR returns. So here is what's at stake in this 30-lap round 5. Sometime between your first and your 20th lap, you must make a green flag pit stop. You will be timed from the entrance line of pit road to the exit line, and the fastest pit crew that does a complete pit stop gets all the lugs tied and everything. NASCAR will be checking for that, and they will tell us who is fastest and wins $100,000.
And you know, it's going to include that driver, right, from yellow line to yellow line. So he's got to get to that yellow line, maximize his speed, get into his box. That pit crew is going to have to knock one of the best pit stops they've had all year long and hit all 5 lug nuts.
So Larry, how does that fit into your strategy for the tires you need to finish this race?
Well, Mike, at first I thought we would go all the way close to lap 20. I think we do it early. Let's get in there, get the tires on there, hopefully not have a bunch of traffic to deal with on pit road. That's going to be a key.
All right, we're coming green this time. 30 laps. And the pit stop required. You must start this round on the racetrack and take the green on the racetrack. 21 cars all on the lead lap. Here we go. Larson, Byron up front.
Don't be surprised they come real early here. You know, it takes a lap or two of these cars to get wound up.
Four rows deep, still side by side, no change. Here comes Custer.
Cole Custer.
Woo!
Woo-hoo!
Slid it right in there.
Yes, he did.
Whoa, and 11 pitting, just like you said.
Well, again, you know, if you want to maximize it, now's the time to do it, although it was very risky.
7 cars come onto pit road of the 21, led by Denny Hamlin.
That ruined Cole Custer's bid for the front. He was head of the front with 2 big moves. Had to slam on the brakes and miss 11.
There's a couple guys. They're lucky they even have a race car out there. Regan?
Well, Tyler Reddick, the plan was pit immediately, as you saw him do. He's been bouncing back and forth between tight and loose with that race car. The shade is helping him. Jamie?
Gabe Hart told me the whole idea was to get a clean pit road so they can get a clean stop and go for that $100,000. There it is.
Blaney tried to get to third and ends up 5th for his trouble and under fire. Oh, is it 3 wide?
Bowman,
not quite.
Bowman slid up out of the groove there.
Blaney and Kurt Busch on the bottom. Blaney now to 4th. Kurt to 5th. Bowman up top in 6th. Newman in the pit lane and Kyle Busch along with Austin Dillon. Larry, what do you think of pitting this early?
I like it, Mike, especially when I look at what Kyle Busch and Ryan Newman and Austin Dillon, 3 cars on pit road. You maximize everything.
Kyle
Except
Busch,
when you're busted for speeding
entering.
like Kyle Busch.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing about this race. You know, it gets your adrenaline pumping so fast that it's so easy to make mistakes.
Austin Dillon, too fast entering.
Well, it's just is the juice worth the squeeze? And here at this event, this race, I believe it is.
Well, it's worth $100,000 too if they can do everything right.
And teeing you up for an opportunity at $1 million.
Here comes Blaney to pit road by himself.
When I thought that's what Ruta Fugel brought up when Vince was talking to him, right? You can't take yourself out of winning $1 million to go for $100,000.
It's $100,000 though.
Jamie?
Ryan Blaney's crew, they didn't pit yesterday for Xfinity or Truck, so they are fresh and good to go tonight. They've been on it so far. 4 tires stopped. No changes, obviously, to save a little bit of time. See how they do? They wipe the grill. Clear.
So NASCAR will take the pit lane time plus the fastest car. They will go and review video on each tire changer's helmet to make sure that all lugs are tight, and it was a legal stop before they award that $100,000. Looking at 5th place here.
Air bumper, clear, 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 clear.
Busch.
After him. On you, on you, on you.
And guys, just remember, you know, we're only 7 laps into this round, but you have to pit before you're completing your lap 20.
Right.
Let your lap 20 or sooner.
Cole Custer in now as Kyle Busch serves his penalty. Regan?
Well, the update from Cliff Daniels to Kyle Larson just now, keep pushing the pace along as much as you can. They want to help their teammate right here to try and stretch it out from the rest of the field, so when they do pit, they end up further out front.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good strategy too, right? Get out, build as much of a gap as possible, and you know, hopefully not only does that give you a gap to cars behind you that you're going to be competing with, but makes it a lot easier for you to peel off the racetrack and get to pit road without having to worry about cars behind you.
Kurt Busch peels off from turn 4. He'll come to pit lane.
It's a team effort with the Hendrick boys. 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. They're all on board with the strategy.
Jamie?
Kurt Busch, the 2010 All-Star winner, pits from 6th position. Boys are ready. So far, so good. A little bit tighter this run than they expected to be, but again, no time for adjustments. Air pressure is about all they could do to save time.
So the top 8 and 11 of the top 13 have yet to make these required green flag pit stops.
I'm so looking forward once we accumulate all these pit road times of see how they compare to our pit road rankings that we showed you earlier. Will those teams have been doing it consistently all year long, will they step up right here, right now?
6th place. Joey Logano, Ross Chastain. Whoa. Almost got a tap from Almirola there.
That was almost big.
As they battle for position.
I thought that was going to be a Ross Chastain spinning through the infield.
Close. We're going to take you Fox side by side in round 5. Rick Hendrick's Camaros all came in together. And all leave together in a nice orderly procession.
But not in the order that they came in.
Exactly.
9 ball out front. Heck of a job, boys. Thank you very much.
Ross Chastain is in. So that leaves Keselowski, Logano, Almirola, Hamlin, Harvick, Truex, DiBenedetto, Reddick, and Bell have not pitted. If I get that right. And I probably don't. But they. And here are the Penske cars. The ones that is because, or rather Logano and Almirola in.
So they did outperform them. Those guys that pitted early, Jeff, that you were saying, and I thought so, but the laps, the pace that the Hendrick cars were running out front superseded that.
And here's Keselowski. Riggin.
Brad Keselowski pits finally. They had just gotten a grip on this race car. He told his crew chief Jeremy Bellins, that's the best I've been all day long if you want to run for a little while right here, which is exactly what they did.
So we'll check on Hamlin, Harvick, and Truex. Andy Benedetto. Turn 2.
Oh, Ross Chastain.
Who had just been on pit road.
Yeah, but great save. The caution is out.
And Brad Keselowski was the leader on pit road. So we'll see how this sorts out. But Chastain had just, I believe he'd just been on pit road and had just left the pits.
Yeah, he had just pitted about 2 laps ago, and we're here that the 9
Larry.
is the leader.
Man, what a great pit sequence under green there for this 9 team of Chase Elliott.
Let's see what happened to Ross Chastain.
I bet the 6 car had something to do with it.
Looks very similar to when Ross Chastain was pushing the 12 of Blaney earlier, except for Ryan Newman kept it going a little further into the corner.
You saw those guys in that 9 bunch celebrating that pit stop. As long as there's no penalty or anything, that very well could have been the stop that won $1 million for that team. They should be celebrating. Still a lot of racing left, a lot of fending off. He's got his teammates.
Well,
hold
check
up
that
now.
And let's go to our rules analyst, Larry Mack.
Well, a lot has to do where you're pitting. Now, Brad Keselowski, the 2, is pitting right at the entrance of pit road. So if he beats the 9 car to the start-finish line that runs all the way across pit road, he's the leader. But he did not. But he beat the 9 car to pit out. So that makes him the leader.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw the 2 down on the apron, leaving pit road before the 9 ever got there. I just wasn't sure if the 2, if he did his 4-tire stop, but apparently he did. So, you know, there's what I call the perfect storm. That's when you're on pit road, you change 4 tires, and the caution comes out at the absolute perfect moment in order to capture that lead. We've seen it happen a couple of times.
See the officials there going over the pit stop with a 9.
And this a big break for Kyle Busch, who gets the free pass. He's back on the lead lap. So this call, as Larry pointed out, no different than in any NASCAR Cup race when the caution comes out and cars are on pit road. To avoid cars being trapped there, they came up with this procedure using the start-finish line and the pit exit line. Now, prior to the green flag pit cycle, Brad Keselowski was 13th. So here, watch Chase Elliott coming towards start-finish at the bottom of your screen. And you'll see that Brad Keselowski's already
clearly had him
off pit road. So he retains the lead.
Woo, wow.
That's a lucky break for them.
Yes, it was. Great job by them.
What Richard Petty always say? I'd rather be lucky than good any day. Of course, Richard was good a lot.
Well, he's going to have to be good to hold these guys off, though, I think, once they go green. Brad's had a solid car. We've seen he's had speed up front, but he does have those Hendrick Chevys right behind him.
So 11 laps to go in round 5 of 6. And we finish this off with a 10-lap green flag lap only shootout.
Well, we're going to have that right now at the end of this round, Mike. We're going to be about 10 to go.
So, Larry, these caution laps, of course, the cars that have not made stops under green, is it their 20th green flag lap is the limit for when they can make that stop?
Mike, everybody in my book, they've made their green flag stop. Remember, we had about 6 cars that hit pit road, including Kevin Harvick in that group, the minute that we went back racing.
Thank you. Our scoring is frozen at the caution, so that's not been updated on our monitors up here. So thanks. $10,000, Clint. Wave goodbye like she's waving goodbye right there. See ya, don't want to be ya.
Hey, maybe she won.
That's right.
2 players split.
Oh,
Woo!
great.
All right, congratulations. $5
Payday.
grand a piece. Even I can do that math.
Hey, you know what that tells me?
What?
They all picked Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson, every answer right.
Tell you what, great turnout with the fans this week for this race.
So Brad Keselowski was 3.5 seconds behind the 4 Hendrick cars prior to the stops. But the way this all sorts out, he is the race leader in his Team Penske Mustang, then the Hendrick Camaros, Elliott, Byron, Larson.
Yeah, so if you think about that, right? The 2 cars rolling off the end of pit road, and now here comes the 9 and the, some of those other guys. They were going to put about 3 seconds or so on him had they kept going, or more, because of how long it takes to get up to speed and going down the back straightaway. Much more, right? So, but that's the difference between the caution coming out and staying green, and now Brad Keselowski is our leader.
So now you're saying nobody's happy with Ryan Newman.
Yeah, they are. Brad Keselowski is.
Okay. All right.
That was a huge pivotal moment for him and his team. If he can fend these guys off here for 11 laps,
true.
Catbird position.
All right, so 11 to go in round 5. Then it'll be the 10-lap shootout for $1 million. And the way you finish this round is the way you line up for the 10-lap finale. Cars that pit will go to the back, of course. Keselowski, Elliott, Byron, Larson, Blaney, Hamlin. Here we go. America's best right here, trying to battle for $1 million.
I'm going to tell you what, when it's like this, just 10 laps to go, side by side like that, on a tough 1.5 mile racetrack like this, going to take every bit of the talent these guys have. Thank goodness they're the best there is.
Logano 3 wide to the outside on Truex and Kurt Busch, and makes the pass.
Man, look at all the side drafting going on between the 9 Chase Elliott, the 2 Brad Keselowski. They know how important this position is.
Heavy side drafting.
Now,
the 9's going to have some teammate help. Brad, you're in trouble. 3 of them on the outside.
And more coming. Teammate, ooh, tried to squeeze Ryan Blaney.
And they were 3 wide in the back for position, but it's the front spots that matter.
Now, we're going to find out.
The crossover right there. Kyle Larson went for a crossover, ran high, come down low to make a move on the 24. They're going to have to get established. You do not want to start this thing behind your teammates racing for $1 million with 10 laps.
We've seen Kyle Larson try to make that move. There he goes. He got up in front of Brad Keselowski. There's the crossover. Yeah. Well, we've seen that move lose a couple spots for the 5, and he's going to lose one right there.
Three Penske cars are all right there with the 4 Hendrick cars up front.
I don't know what you do different right there, Jeff. You got to go for it. You got to try to get yourself established ahead of those guys. teammates are the hardest things to pass, especially on a matched equipment deal like this. Track's pretty, you know, it's established on the outside with the traction compound. Pretty important to get ahead of them and start this last run.
It just, right now, this race reminds me so much of like you're at Talladega and you're wide open and you got a big run and you go to the inside, nobody goes with you, and all you do is lose spots instead of gain spots. It's almost like you'd rather kind of stay in line and let some of those other guys try some of those riskier moves.
Hamlin backed up Bowman there. They got a little scuffle off turn 2. So the front 6, 3 Hendrick Camaros, 3 Penske Mustangs. The way they finish round 5 is the way they'll line up for the 10-lap finale. Although cars that pit between rounds will drop to the back.
Boy, big move right there by Kyle Larson. Got a run off the top. Saw the 2 of Brad Keselowski run a little bit lower lane. Lost some momentum when that pass happened. Here comes his teammate Ryan Blaney now to the inside of Brad Keselowski.
Boy, Blaney's had a fast car all afternoon and evening. Won round 2. As for the Toyotas, Denny Hamlin in 7th, Kyle Busch just past Cole Custer, moved himself up to 10th. Then Truex and Bell.
Well, Denny has been the best. I know we saw Kyle Busch was earlier, very good early when he had cleaner air, but I think Denny Hamlin's been the Toyota from Joe Gibbs Racing that has a really good balanced race car. He just hasn't had the track position that he really needs to go compete with some of these other guys.
So Kyle moved back up. He's going to try that crossover again and go for it. A little bit more room behind him.
Well,
thought better of it this time.
If I was going to do it, I'd do it now. I see these teammates behind Kyle Larson side by side. That would open up the door for you to make a move on William Byron if you're Kyle Larson.
I've watched him set that up a couple different times. Moves up in the middle of 3 and 4, kind of gets a run.
So why are teammates battling so hard? Because only one of them is going to start the next round in row 2. The other one will be back a row.
And to me, that's going to be critical. I think you're going to need to be in the first 2 rows.
Big time.
Last lap.
Wow, man.
Series champion Chase Elliott takes off in turn 2.
Hey, that's potentially a move for $1 million. That's why they're going after.
It may have cost William Byron 2nd place right there.
Larson draws a bead on the 24. Here they come to the flag to end round 5. Larson drops low, nothing there. It's Elliott, Byron, and Larson in a Hendrick sweep, followed by the Penske Fords, Blaney, Keselowski, Logano, and then Joe Gibbs Toyota for Denny Hamlin. Here's another look at that.
So this is Byron trying to make that move on his teammate Chase Elliott. Man, look at that. The blocking going on, trying to slow that momentum with that 24 car.
That's a big time block. If that's anybody but a teammate, sayonara. See you, buddy.
So drivers will run for $1 million, and one pit crew has won $100,000. We'll tell you who after this. Chase Elliott out in front with one segment left, or one round left, for $1 million. Defending series champion in command. He won a COTA, 4 runner-up finishes, 10 top 10s, and a little more. Jamie.
And here with the winning crew chief and pit crew. In this sport, it truly is all about a team effort, as we just saw here. Alan, what can you say about your boys tonight and what this means to them winning it and getting the $100,000?
Yeah, it is very much a team sport. It was an amazing stop, not only to win for the $100,000 and in the All-Star, but to pass from third to the lead, which is really, really tough to do. So I love these guys. It's a great group. They work super hard and, hitting our stride when it matters. So excited about it, and hopefully we can close out these last 10 laps for Napa and all our partners and get that Napa Chevy victory lane.
Feel like you guys have the pace to hold off your teammates and get that $1 million in 10 laps?
It's going to be crazy. I think we do. The 24 is really fast. He's a little more trimmed down. He's got a little more pace. So hopefully his tires go off and we can do it.
Thank you. Congratulations, guys.
They're $100,000 richer, and yes, Chase Elliott's pit crew is #1 in our Fox Pit Crew Power Rankings. Well done, fellas. For the final time in this NASCAR season, it's the Credit One Bank ones to watch.
Yeah, guys. I mean, I know
all of them.
I know who I'm watching. That's those 3 Hendrick guys up front. I just they're going to race hard, but they got to race clean. They can't give it away to somebody else. But how do they decide it among themselves?
They better decide it, and they better race clean, because if they don't, Ryan Blaney and that 12 car is going to be there for the taking.
Only one
guys,
team has ever finished 1-2 in the All-Star race, and that was Team Penske in 2016, Logano and Keselowski.
Yeah, I'm watching Keselowski. Remember, one of only 2 active champions to not have an All-Star win. Truex the other. Keselowski has finished second twice.
Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand up like all these fans are doing
100%.
these grandstands right here for these last 10.
Jeff, can you can't wreck them. Can you move a teammate for $1 million?
Yeah, you can move them, but
Pace
don't wreck
cars
them.
in.
Move
Here
on,
we go.
boys. Let's go.
Big push for Chase Elliott.
Oh, they're
Right,
going to
Blaney,
play to the
three wide.
inside, 3 wide. That could spell trouble for William Byron. Here comes Larson to the outside.
Man, 24 William Byron is in trouble.
But that freight train on the outside, the 9 and
Oh,
5.
Larson to the outside of the 9.
Didn't see that coming.
Neither did the 9. That was a gutsy move and on the edge of being too far, jumping the cushion.
We've seen these guys race really hard.
12
Ooh,
slipped
Blaney
up right
slipped.
there. The race is on right here, 5 and the 9.
Boy, Brad's got to be liking what he's seeing ahead of him. How do you get by these two guys racing side by side?
Oh, look at this.
Brad
Gonna put him 3 wide.
3 wide.
Man, he almost
And he cleared him.
No, he didn't clear. Oh, yes,
Yes,
he
he did. Clear
Wow.
up quick.
Here comes
Clear.
the 5 back.
Oh, man, he was clear.
I think the 5's going to get back there.
Missed it. Oh.
Logano, Blaney coming.
That was an awesome move by Brad Keselowski.
Champion move right there.
Unbelievable.
And it's not over yet. Man, we just saw 2 of the greatest moves like in one corner right there. One by Kyle Larson. You see as he gets to the outside, Chase Elliott. The other by Brad Keselowski's noticing that Chase is running the 5 up the racetrack to try to block that move.
Oh, man, and he was begging for that spotter to say the magic words, clear, clear. Couldn't clear him. Oh, it was so close.
Logano and Blaney coming up trying to help Keselowski. Here's audio from the 2.
I just couldn't clear him. It ain't over, man. It ain't over.
That was a spotter saying, man, I wanted to, I couldn't. That's his job.
Keselowski had the bottom, but not the drive off, and he may lose second here. Here comes Elliott.
Do you back up to Elliott, maybe get a push? Can you do that, Jeff?
I think so, but I don't think the 5's going to give up that outside lane. You're going to have to do it on the inside lane. Tell you what, I think that 2 might be a little more trimmed out.
Has
than
straightaway
our leader.
handling
Yeah.
for sure.
5 to go.
Doug Yates and the horsepower into that hood. You know how stout these Hendrick cars are.
The only thing Brad needs is a teammate behind him to help him make that move, complete the move, and he doesn't. He's got instead the opposite.
I like that move by Chase Elliott, though. Move up, get out of their way, break the plank, get a run.
Yeah, Logano and Blaney too far back to be of help to Brad, who tries the bottom one more time.
You hear him have to lift right there out of the gas.
All he wants to do is get that front bumper right to the rear bumper to somewhere near the left rear of our leader Kyle Larson, because then it's a drag race. Now you're going to pull him back and side draft and maybe complete that pass in the next corner. That's all he's looking for, is just give him a chance.
And I think you set that up in 3 and 4.
I mean, he's able, look at the run that Brad is able to get into turn 1 to get right to the rear bumper of the 5.
Yeah, Chase actually slid up there behind him.
Might be some action from Bowman, Hamlin, and Byron back in the pack.
Yeah, Elliott slipped up right there. I think the race is on with these 2. But I think Elliott falling back hurt Brad Keselowski.
2 laps to go for a check with 2 commas in the number.
Man, Brad's giving it all he's got.
I think that's a move right there. Kyle Larson realizes that his car maybe is a little bit too much drag, a little too much downforce to be out front to pull away from the 2.
White flag, 1 all-star lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Well, you got to love this fight by Brad Keselowski. Never gives up. That was a great effort right there. I don't think there's anything left for him, but he's going to try it. I guarantee you that.
Larson right down on the white line, taking the short way around, leaving Keselowski no out, and your all-star winner, Kyle Larson.
Gutsy move, won that race.
Woo. What a run this kid is on right now.
But he went for it, and that's what you want to see. That's what this all-star race is all about. When I say he went for it, you saw that car move. The 9 car tried to block him, tried to run him up, make him jump that cushion, and I'm telling you, it was close.
Well, the big winner tonight is Rick Hendrick, who started the evening off with the Bernsey Award from Fox Sports. Won the pit crew competition for Chase Elliott's team, and now Kyle Larson gets the all-star win.
It's his second all-star.
And when you consider that he was out of NASCAR for most all of last season, Kyle Larson has now won the last 2 all-star races he's started, 2019 and 2021.
He's been in Eldora racing a dirt late model all week long. The dream and the world over there. Kid's a racer. He's a wheelman. No doubt about it.
Rest of the field rolls down Ram Pit Road and has to wonder about what might have been tonight. They used to call him Young Money. He's 28 now. Is he on his way to being a NASCAR champion? This mid-season sure looks like it.
Well, you can still keep the money part in there after tonight. The run that this team is on, the wins that they put together.
Here's Jamie.
So much love and adoration throughout this team on the radio. Kyle Larson will run up and get the checkered flag from a young fan. The high five. Kyle, I heard you say that played out exactly like you planned. The season that you're having, the all-star win with your new team, your 4th win on the season. Do you feel like you're living a dream?
Definitely. Honestly, I can't believe it. That second run there, we were really bad, and I was like, man, we're in trouble. I went backwards that round, so I was like, we got an uphill battle, and did not imagine seeing myself winning this race today. But Cliff and everybody worked so hard on this thing, made some good adjustments throughout those first, second and third rounds, and got us in position. So yeah, that last restart worked out exactly how I needed it to. I wanted Chase to not get a good run down the back. Thankfully, I think the 12 got to his inside, and I just shoved him down the back, and he probably thought I was going to just follow him, and I was like, there's got to be enough grip above where we've been running for one corner, and it was a little slick up there, but I was able to get it and hold him off from there, so can't believe it.
Congratulations. Kyle Larson is your all-star winner.
And he is headed for SpeedyCash.com Victory Lane to collect a $1 million check. More to come on Stock Car Racing's All-Star Night from Texas Motor Speedway on FS1.